some that are just
Yes,
shredded
that's
cheese, and some that are just
That have the cheese magic.
have the cheese bombs. What do you think
Here
of that?
you go.
Everybody's happy. Hi everyone, I'm Lynn Keenan, and this is Clinic to Kitchen, that show where we cook delicious and well-priced foods and enjoy some time with practitioners from North Olympic Healthcare Network helping us out and talking about their work. Today I'm working with several staff members from our dental clinic, including Dr. Greg Royack, who is our lead dentist, Linda Wall, who is a hygienist, and Ty Myers, who's also a hygienist at our dental clinic. So, are you ready to do some cooking?
We are.
All right,
Let's go.
Okay, we made it to the kitchen. I'm Lynn. This is Linda, Greg, and Ty. And right now we are talking about Agua Fresca and the deliciousness of it as well as the health benefits. And so we've got some water. The cookbook suggests about 4 cups of water to 2 cups of fruit. And watermelon is on sale. It's beautiful. So I picked
Looks really nice.
watermelon. And
It's always nice to use those fresh fruits, but there's also, availability of frozen fruit year-round, which is always a nice thing.
great. And then I think she suggests you can add some little extras, a
Mint.
number of things. So I brought some mint and some basil. Why don't you choose? What do you think?
What do you think, you guys? Mint?
I like mint.
Okay, we'll do that.
Great.
So we'll kind of crush it, bruise it, as Lynn calls it.
I heard that on the cooking show.
It makes
sometime.
sense.
Ah, that's beautiful. Great. And you can just if we would pour water out of there to drink throughout the day and just keep refilling
Replenishing.
the water, right?
Mhm.
And I think somebody had mentioned, this is not just for fruit, right?
Mhm.
We can use cucumbers, which I think are also, so refreshing and a nice thing to have. Because tell me about, often we'll put citrus, like a lime or a lemon, in a glass of water and sip that throughout the day.
Yeah.
But I understand there's some concern about citrus.
Correct. There's a lot of acid in citrus, lemon and lime especially. And acids tend to attack the enamel of the teeth
Okay.
and dissolve the enamel. And so it's not a great thing to sip on all the day. If you're going to drink it with water with lemon or lime in it, you want to make sure that you're drinking it with a meal, ideally, so that you're confining the acid attack to the teeth at one specific time instead of throughout the day, numerous times.
Great.
And the other things in the meal will kind of buffer that acid
Yes.
and keep it at a lower level so that attack on the enamel is not so great.
Great. I feel like that looks like something you'd have at a party,
Yes.
especially the watermelon and the mint and some ice in that, and it's really beautiful.
And it really only takes a few minutes to start giving that water a hint of flavor.
Great.
Infuse.
Okay.
And that can be placed in a blender also if you really want to intensify the fruit flavor.
Great. I'm glad you mentioned blender because I'd love to make a smoothie
Okay.
with you.
Excellent.
Because I know that there are lots of great things for the teeth and for the body in general that we can get through blending some fruits and or vegetables and yogurt, and
Oh, yes.
our cookbook has a number of options. Okay. And Linda, how much melon?
All right, they say 1 cup of chopped frozen melon.
Let's see. Want to eyeball it?
I could have, or I should probably use a cup. Do you have a cup?
No, I don't have a cup. So yeah, how about
You will
eyeballing
eyeball
it?
That's good. Perfect.
And smoothies can be somewhat on the fly as far as the amount that you put in for things. So it's not crucial to have exactly an amount. Just whatever looks and tastes good in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Great. You want to eat? How do you feel about a little plain yogurt?
Yogurt sounds good.
Great.
Just
We've got a spoon.
And
I'm
that's
sure.
a half a cup, which I think she recommends. And I think it was just my brilliant idea to add some cucumbers. One, because you said that it would really be helpful to add veggies to our smoothies.
And it's a really helpful thing too if you have picky eaters at home. Being able to put a few vegetables into a smoothie is a really healthy way to add nutrition to that smoothie.
Well, and the other thing it adds also is fiber.
Absolutely.
Great.
What would you think about the teaspoon of vanilla
Oh.
in there to add a little depth of flavor?
Ooh.
Smells wonderful.
I think that's gonna make it. Wow. Thank you for reminding us. Does anyone else want to?
Always a
It's always
wonderful
good.
smell.
You could
I
even
know when I
smell
make
it from here.
smoothies at home, I like to sweeten it just a little bit, and I don't like to use the sugar, so I will make a healthier choice of sweetener with stevia
Okay.
or truvia.
And Truvia is the brand name for
Right.
stevia, which is a plant-based
It is.
Mhm.
It's
sweetener.
a plant from the geranium family, actually, but it's very, very sweet leaf.
And you don't usually need a whole lot of the stevia. It's a fairly sweet sweetener.
Yes.
Okay, sweeter than our sugar.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, shall we see what happens?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
Perfect.
gonna be loud. It's gonna be loud.
A little water,
Sometimes
too.
a little bit of water helps with
Yeah.
those big chunks there.
And
Lynn's
yeah.
got the idea.
Yes.
Well, you know, I noticed that we have a really good freezer that really
There we go.
really froze up those melons. Love it.
Do we get to sample those too?
Absolutely. That's why we do this.
No.
Great. Okay. All you smoothie drinkers, how does this look?
Yes,
Looks
sounds
wonderful.
Great.
Absolutely.
Mmm. Okay.
Thank you.
Sample.
Oh, thank you.
Great. Wow.
And
Okay.
the nice thing too is that you can always use if you have lactose intolerance or just don't particularly like dairy or things like that. You can use plant-based milks for that.
Oh, great.
That work really well
A little coconut milk
Absolutely.
or.
and give it that extra flavor too.
Ooh, thank
For
you.
you.
Wow. This is
Partake,
fancy.
right?
Thank you.
Right.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Okay. Oh, it smells great.
It doesn't taste bad at all.
Wow. Refreshing. Very. It would be great with some popcorn.
It would. This is good.
I am so glad you said that. Wow, this is good. I sense that you were skeptical, Ty.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. People are, we all have some doubt, but this is good.
It's good.
Mm-hmm. Well,
It is good.
not to detract from that delicious smoothie, but I do want to get back to this popcorn
Okay.
concept because popcorn does happen to be one of
I'll let you
my
come over here.
most favorite snacks, and I was hoping that somebody would be interested in making popcorn because we have a recipe for it
We do.
with some great ideas, and I was so happy to learn that dentists are not anti-popcorn. Is this true, Dennis? Hi, Dennis.
It's true. We're not anti-popcorn, but we we recommend some caution with popcorn, just because the seeds that are or the unpopped kernels can sometimes be damaging to teeth, and then the husks that are on the popcorn can get stuck into the gum tissue, and so it's always important to have some floss handy if you're going to be
Right
eating
here.
popcorn regularly.
I think it would be so great to learn a little bit more about that while we eat and make some popcorn.
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool.
We're gonna. I got a little bit ready because I was worried that we might not be able to hear each other, but we can make more. But in the meantime, I did make some popcorn. I made it
Excellent.
just like the author said to, and.
So it looks like they used a little bit of vegetable oil and then some unpopped popcorn kernels.
Yes.
And a little bit of butter and salt to taste afterwards.
Yeah, I used extra virgin olive oil,
Excellent.
put it in this great big pot, 1/3 of a cup of popcorn, and should we try it?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do it.
So what would you like us to tell you about
Okay.
the popcorn?
I would like to know what I can do, what everybody can do. If we do love popcorn, we love snacks, we're trying not to eat a lot of sugary things or a lot of processed snacks. And even, you can buy popcorn in the snack section. It is so expensive, and this is so,
Inexpensive.
excuse me for saying, it's just like cheap,
Yes.
so cheap. And it's fun. I know kids love making popcorn,
Oh, yeah.
and so much I think better for us when we make it ourselves. It doesn't have preservatives and artificial flavorings. So anyway, I'm getting excited just talking about popcorn. But if there are concerns, who hasn't had a kernel of popcorn stuck in their teeth? Of course, I know you probably don't want that stuck in your teeth.
Mm-mm.
That sounds like a recipe for decay. So would this be a good time for you to talk with me about flossing,
Sure.
brushing? What
Sure.
can we do? What is a person like me supposed to do?
Well, I always recommend people take the floss with them wherever they're at. You can put it in a purse, you can put it in a pocket,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're snacking on it, Lynn, you can use it anytime you need to.
Great. Well, excuse me. I just happen to have
Oh.
a tooth
Dragon.
model
Mhm.
here,
Yes, you do.
and I wonder if you'd be willing to give us a demonstration.
All right. So just to review flossing technique for after you eat that popcorn, we recommend wrapping the floss around your middle fingers, which will give you better control with your forefingers and thumbs to reach all of the back teeth. And hold that floss just with about 1 inch of space in between your fingers. Getting the floss in between the teeth, gentle seesaw to go down in between until that snaps through the contact of our puppet here. There we go. Hugging the side of the tooth to slide that floss below the gum line, and then a gentle up and down motion to loosen the plaque and popcorn husks. And again,
I'll do
hug
it.
the adjacent tooth with a little C shape of floss, up and down, up and down, up and down several times. Pop that out and go on to the next tooth.
Lynn, you talked about demonstrating brushing, so I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Great.
So, when people are brushing their teeth, they want to make sure that they concentrate either on the top arch or the bottom arch.
Do you mean the
Top
top teeth and bottom teeth?
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with this word, arch.
arch. It's a word we use in dentistry to refer to the arches of the jaw,
Okay.
the top arch or the bottom arch. Yeah. So always separate out top teeth from bottom teeth. You don't want to brush them together because you miss gum line areas
Yeah.
and don't do a thorough
So
job.
like, put your toothbrush in.
Yeah,
and
you
go,
don't want to brush back and forth like this.
Okay.
So the best way to do is aim toward the gum line, bottom arch, and move in small circular strokes all the way around. And on the top it'll be the same way, only the bristles will be oriented toward the gum line and the small circular strokes adhered to again.
And also on the inside of your
Yes.
teeth, right?
Right, and I teach this a little bit differently than a lot of people, but
Ooh,
You don't wanna-
special for our
wanna-
show.
you don't want to brush back and forth this way. You want to stay as vertical as you can. So you treat each individual tooth rather than a bank of teeth. You tend to miss that way. And, go around. The other thing that you want to do is make sure that you treat each surface as a separate entity. Because toothbrushing, people are here and all over and up and down, and you want to be methodical about brushing. Start in the same place every time and make your route one way, and then you know where you've left off and where you'll need to begin.
Wow.
If you stick with that, it helps.
Good tip.
And try to spend about a full 2 minutes brushing, to take each time with each individual tooth.
Okay. 2 minutes. Is there a song that you could sing while you're doing that to remember?
Well, you could use an egg timer, and they're available in the stores, and they're inexpensive.
Okay. Okay, so while we were learning about flossing and flossing and brushing. Woohoo! Here, I'm going to set this right here, and I'll move this.
Something I noticed about our recipe book was that there's really good alternative flavorings to sugar-coated popcorn.
Excellent. Yes. And I brought a bunch of options. I do need somebody. I need a professional.
I can handle next.
Oh, wow. Here we
What
go.
if
Popcorn stirrer.
Our fortunately, our cookbook author does suggest we add butter. So how about if I pour and you
That's good.
assure equal coverage?
So the butter helps the seasonings stick.
Looks good, and it smells great.
Not to mention how yummy it is. All right, and so the author's favorite happens to be one of your favorites.
Yes.
I understand. A little Parmesan. And I think the author also says some ground pepper. One of the options is turmeric and coriander. So I brought
Good.
some turmeric and some ground coriander if you want to sprinkle some of that on. One of my favorites,
Spice.
it's a little bit different. You heard it here first though. Do you know Chinese 5-spice
Yes.
blend? Oh, so good. And it's so good on popcorn.
I've never tried it on popcorn.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we
Alright.
try it?
I think
Let's
we should.
dish up a little bit and
All right.
I can take
try a sample.
There we go.
And then,
I am going with the 5 spice.
ooh, and here's some salt too for those who
Excellent.
like a little bit. There's some butter. I mean, there's some salt in the butter,
Mhm.
but yeah, give that a try. Would you like a cup?
Absolutely.
Smells good.
All right.
Uh,
Quite happy, yeah.
The
he does not want to
the
let
little-
go of
the
them.
monster hands
Yeah,
need to
I
be
can see
flossed
that.
afterward.
Mhm.
That should be good. Thank you.
Okay. Do you mind if I just put my cup in there?
Absolutely.
Ty, what about you? Where's your cup?
Oh, gosh. I think it's back here, then.
I have another bowl.
Hey, thank you.
All right.
We'll do this. Can you serve, Doctor?
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Isn't this like one of the best days at work?
It's different.
Okay, let's see.
Just a slight extension of what we deal with.
The really
Thank you.
cool thing about having all these suggestions for things to
Alright.
put on
I'm gonna try that.
popcorn is that then everyone in your household or your party or your family gets to have whatever they want.
Exactly.
And
There's a ton of fiber in this too.
woo! Excellent.
Mm.
Okay.
That is really tasty, Lynn.
Do you like it?
It's different.
Great. All
A good
right.
departure.
I think this would only be better with a little flavored water.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing about popcorn, it can make you kind of thirsty.
It's true.
Mm. Okay, now, as much as I would like to eat more popcorn and chat, I would love to talk with you just a little bit about, continue talking a little bit more about snacks, but also meals that people can think of that are helpful for gum health, tooth health, health in general. And when we were talking about this, we had noticed that in our cookbook there was a recipe for a crustless quiche, and that really caught your eye when we were talking about what else, what can we do? What about, it seems like a real area of danger is when you're running out the door to go to work in the morning. It's so easy to pick up a sugary pastry. It's so easy to stop at
A donut.
yeah, get a donut, stop somewhere because they're fast, they're easy, they're there.
Or a breakfast cookie.
But what about something that would be helpful and fast? And I really appreciate that you brought this up.
And the crustless quiche has a lot of nice ingredients, and the fact that they don't really would help to protect the teeth against tooth decay as well, especially for a morning breakfast.
Great. So, yeah, what I learned from you was that cheese is a good. I know in the world of chemistry, there are acids and there are bases, right? And they're opposites.
Mhm.
And I learned today that acid is an enemy of enamel and tooth health. So does that mean if cheese is a base and milk products are base, that this is something that might be good to look for in a breakfast food or something? Again, I'm eating this on my way out the door,
Right.
so I'm probably not going to brush my teeth.
No, cheese would be an excellent buffer. In fact, one of the best things that you could eat to buffer oral acids is cheese.
Ah,
And so it's in the quiche.
this is my favorite day at work. Okay.
So the quiche is fantastic too because it's high protein, and with the vegetables added, we get the extra fiber of vegetables,
Great.
and it's very tasty.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, I think as you can see, I made the quiche before.
Now, what
And-
did you put in it, Lynn? You put eggs and cheese,
Yeah,
and then you've got some, it looks like broccoli.
broccoli.
You've got some red pepper in here.
Mm-hmm.
So those are two important things, both contributing fiber.
Mm-hmm.
The
The broccoli, the
And
red pepper.
red pepper.
There's onions.
You're going to get the protein that you need from the eggs, obviously, and a portion of the cheese.
Great, good. I'm gonna one thing that we talked about when we were practicing. If the audience can believe, we actually practiced before this. But we were talking about what, it's going to be easy to cut this up and grab a slice. But could it be done? Could we use the same recipe and make muffins, which would be really fast and easy to freeze and keep in your refrigerator
Yeah.
for that kind of quick go? And if it were, I could take it to work and have it for lunch, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
It's
So
a great idea.
Excellent. Put it in a sandwich bag, a sealable sandwich bag, and take it with you.
yeah, great. Well, I wanted to try it. I know,
Absolutely.
it's kind of nerve-wracking to try something in front of people.
We're
You're
gonna
like,
do
you
it,
don't
though.
try your meals and then have your guests come over, but
Oh,
Um,
sometimes you do.
let's give it a try.
Okay.
What if I switch places with you, Dr.
Let's do that.
Royack? And you know what? I'm also wanting to ask you, and I'll work maybe if you talk. I wanted to ask you, because we're here filming at First Step Family Support Center, I'm thinking about the families they serve, which are young families, usually with either prenatal all the way up to families with kids who are 3 or 4 years old. And I'm thinking about dental health for them. What can somebody who's about ready to have a baby be thinking about around dental health?
So starting with, it's a very, very important thing to have mothers come in even before while they're still pregnant, because there's such an importance of the mother's dental health in being transferred to the baby's dental health over time. So those bacteria can be transferred just by simple kissing or sharing of a spoon. And when you taste to cool down food for the baby, so it's something to really have mom and dad's health, for that matter, to be as healthy as possible, so that those bacteria that are passed on to the baby are healthy ones.
Great, good to know. And then when kids are little, should they be going to the dentist? When would you start thinking of bringing kids for checkups? And
They should, yeah. We like to usually see the children at least 6 months, but what we normally say is as soon as the first baby teeth are coming in, that's when we like to see them.
okay,
And at that time, we have the benefit of being able to talk about all the important aspects of brushing and flossing and proper diet and things like that at that time as well, which is all a part of what we do.
neat, great. Seems like such a good idea to get people starting right away, get kids familiar with dental care and all the fun things you get at the dentist.
Absolutely.
We love to make it a fun visit for the kids the first few times they come in.
Okay, oh, I think we can make this work here. So let me tell you what I did, because it's not too much different than the recipe, but in the recipe, the author suggests making, as I did the first one, making it in the same pan that you're going to cook it in.
Yes.
So I cooked the onions and then I made it, put everything else in it. So what I did then was I just cooked up, because I can't do that in here, I cooked up some onions, which you can see are in here already. I'm gonna add a little pepper.
Ground.
And
Yes, looks good.
yeah, I learned about this in the book. She said, spend a little extra money and get a pepper grinder. And look, this is just like in the spice section. You have your own pepper grinder at home. And a little bit of salt. And as she said, this is supposed to be, whoops, I got excited. It's supposed to look like a custard. So I added the eggs. I didn't whip it too much, just enough to break the yolks. And then I added a cup of milk. I'm using reduced fat milk. And, okay, so the onions are in there. And, oh look, here's someone's popcorn. So I will put that in here. Okay, so before I put the yummy custard in, I think it's probably good to do this. So I've got some broccoli. I cut this broccoli and these red peppers up smaller than I did for that, because who wants to bite into your little quiche and just eat one giant piece of broccoli, right?
Yeah, really. So you've got red pepper and green broccoli, of course.
Yeah.
And you've already got the onions in, correct?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
here's like three veggies in the little mini quiche already.
Smart.
And she says to make it look full, that it's going to look a little full. So far, these look full. And okay, here's where I did a little riff on the recipe. What do you think? How's that?
Looks good.
So she calls for grated cheese. I did that. Here's a cup of grated cheese, and I used the Lucerne extra sharp because I like a little extra
Bite.
sharp. But I also cubed a cup because if you use the grated cheese, that will go throughout the whole thing. It'll make it nice. Everything will taste cheesy. But if you use these cubes, they won't quite do that. They'll melt a little, and when you bite into it, they'll be like a cheese bomb.
This is a Lynn invention, right?
Well, I don't think I'm the only one, but I wanted to bring the option and put it to
Makes
a vote.
sense. We're gonna try.
Are we gonna want? Oh, we can have some that are just
Yes,
shredded
that's right.
cheese, and some that are just
That have the cheese magic.
have the cheese bombs. What do you think
Here
of that?
you go.
Everybody's happy. Okay, so let's do that too. Let's this way. Let's see. Okay, these are gonna be cheese shreds,
And the other one's cubes.
just like infusing with cheese yumminess. It's kind of like, are you that person that likes chocolate ice cream? Or are you that person that likes chocolate chip? Where you can just get a hit of chocolate every now and then. So
It's like getting a cheese on.
okay, now while I'm finishing up here, the next thing I'm going to do is put the custard in. But I want to hear a little bit from you about what you love about your work, what you love about coming to work at the clinic and meeting with people and cleaning and working on their teeth.
Well,
I can tell you like your job, so I
Yes,
want to know what's the secret.
I don't know. I've always loved it ever since I started. I like helping people achieve better health for themselves. People don't always realize how important their teeth are to their whole body health. And dentistry's always been on kind of the forefront of understanding that, I think. we advocate for patients' dental health all the time because it has a huge impact on their overall health.
Mm-hmm.
And I love to share that information and that knowledge.
Great.
And it's such an amazing thing just to work with people and realize that they're able to smile again and be happy about smiling and enjoying, you know, foods so much better with being able to chew properly. So
Yeah. And what is worse than tooth pain? I mean, being able to help people with tooth pain would be a very satisfying
Or to
day's
avoid
worth of work.
it really is.
Yeah.
And good dental care can have such an impact over our whole lifespan, starting from that first tooth that erupts as a baby all the way through our whole lives.
Great.
Just having the health of the teeth impacts the health of our digestion, the health of our intake of nutrients.
Well, and the other thing that it does too is it gives the person the satisfaction of they have more they have more confidence, self-confidence in their appearance when their teeth are good. If they're going for job interviews, often that's a critical thing for people that we see, and they feel really terrible a lot of times about how their teeth appear. And so to be able to help them change that around, it's pretty rewarding.
Wow.
We get letters, you know, from our patients stating, you know, the things that we've done or helped them to do. It's rewarding.
Great. Ooh.
Keeping children's teeth so healthy is so very important too, just for keeping them in school. I mean, a child with a toothache can really begin to miss school and lose focus on what they're supposed to be concentrating on in school.
Yeah. Wow. And I think the same for, you know, how our teeth look,
Right.
especially for young adults, kids,
Right.
teenagers. So valuable. I think I would love just to remind everyone that we do have a clinic at North Olympic Healthcare Network, a dental clinic. You three are there. You're one of, or three of other stars that work there. And Apple Health covers dental care, which is a true basic kind of need, and it is covered. And we do take Apple Health, and so encourage everyone on Apple Health, especially new and to be moms, and
Absolutely.
moms with young kids, and aunts and uncles with young kids, and everyone that is in touch with a child to really help increase dental health and wellness.
NOHN's dental clinic isn't just about the teeth care and cleaning teeth and filling teeth. We are a whole health interest healthcare portion of NOHN. We're particularly concerned with diabetics and diet and teeth care because they're very closely linked. Taking care of prenatal moms, little kids. We do other things to screen for other health problems. We're taking blood pressures as a screening before every appointment. Talking about different medications and how different medications affect our oral health. There's really a lot that we are able to do, that we're able to spend the time doing, that I really haven't experienced in any other clinic before.
Wow. It's great. Good to know. Yeah. And just you mentioned, and you mentioned throughout our time here, the role of fiber. And I keep hearing that in our episodes that we do from doctors, from nurses who are talking about diabetes. Adding fiber to the diet seems like such a huge, across the board health benefit around, that that you've been talking about, as far as helping with digestion and helping as a detergent food.
And also the fiber also helps to make you feel fuller, so you don't necessarily eat as many calories with any particular meal. So it's a benefit in that respect as well.
Well, and the other thing it does, especially for diabetics, it does it for everyone, but one of the things is cholesterol, because a lot of people are concerned. They have triads of medical conditions. A lot of times, diabetics do. They have, hyperlipidemia, high cholesterol, and fibers are excellent at binding to food substances, and with respect to cholesterol, it will actually bind and carry it out of the body.
Wow.
So it
Great.
lowers the serum cholesterol levels.
The bad cholesterols.
Yes.
Takes a
Great.
little bit of the glycemic load off
Yeah.
of things when we do eat sugars. If we're
Okay.
balancing that with a high fiber, high protein, it slows our body's absorption of the sugars.
You don't get sugar spikes.
Right.
Ah, okay. Woo! Great. You guys know everything. I'm really impressed. First of all, what we're gonna get this into an oven,
All right.
but I think our time here all together is done. When people come in and see you at the dental clinic, if they ask you, "Hey, whatever happened to those muffins?" and you can tell them,
Tell me.
I brought one for lunch. It worked."
I don't think those are going to make it to the next day.
All right. Thank you so much.
Well,
and
thank you for asking us.
Yes, thank you for having
Yeah.
us here.
let's do it again sometime.
Absolutely,
Alrighty.
that looks
You've
wonderful.
got it.
Okay. Great.
Thank you.